Hi. Around 7 months ago, I tried to beat Splatoon 2's story mode without rotating your neck. Spoiler alert, you can't do it. And now, I tried to do the same thing but in the game's worse, but more iconic prequel, Splatoon. Mostly because I want to put out a Splatoon video before Splatoon 3, and also so I have an excuse to use this epic soundtrack. The rules will stay the same, motion controls must be turned off, and the right joystick and Y button are not allowed to be used. But we can't turn off motion controls in the tutorial area, so I just put the gamepad down on a flat surface so it wouldn't move. Oh. Thankfully, we can get around this with a very obscure fact that I've never heard of. Pressing X, I'm not kidding, the game just lets you move on. Like in Splatoon 2, the camera will automatically move when you walk to the left or the right. But this can't make us look upwards or downwards, which is where our first problem comes. This guy is normally supposed to be killed by throwing a bomb to distract him, and then killing him with a gun. But our line of fire is too low down to even trim his toenails, so we need to get fancy. You can just hit him by jumping off the railing, but I have a much easier solution. Leaving this level and going into level 2. This level can be completed until the end, where we need to ink a wall with a cannon, which we can't move, but the cannon is actually optional. By swimming up the wall and inking it with a hero shot, we can get to the top and finish the level. As well as completing level 3, we now have enough power eggs to buy burst Kaplooies. These shoot higher than the gun, and make him go Kaplooie. With all the zapfish obtained, the boss door opens and we can fight the boss that was a lot harder to kill in the sequel, who can be killed with a lot of patience, a lot of burst bombs, and a lot of blindly running around. Levels 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all really easy. But not level 9, all because of a fat, weird flying tentacle with cool sunglasses. You can damage him slightly by jumping, but this is barely anywhere close to what we need. Thankfully, you can upgrade your weapon to make it do more damage and to fire more often. I tried going into a completed save file to see if you can kill him with an upgraded shot. Then I got sidetracked and started playing Turf Wars. Surprised to see how many people still play this game. Good news, you can. Well, I didn't actually, but that's still pretty close, I'm sure it's possible. Bad news, you need to max out the upgrades. For that, it requires 3,000 power eggs. I have 20. Level 4 is the best level for collecting power eggs we have access to. It's short, easy, and has a lot of eggs. On touch time. With a fully upgraded shot and an extreme want to never play level 4 ever again, the striker finally goes Kaplooie. The boss is easy, and World 3's levels are also really easy if you have a fully upgraded gun. Which we do. And a striker can be killed even easier. There are gushes which can get some height, and then you can finish him off on the ground. And as for World 4, you don't need to do it. By standing in this exact right place and jumping in the exact right way, you can go to World 5 in the exact wrong way. My favourite bit is that Agent 1 and 2 just show up randomly without introducing themselves. World 5's levels are hard. Doable, but just really tough, especially level 22. To start off with, it's very difficult to even get into the level in the first place. You need to hit a fan, which is too high up. But if you jump from a higher up platform, you can land in an ink rail and then leap out to hit the fan, and then quickly climb up before it returns. But we're not done yet. This level focuses around splatting switches to make things do things. Most of the switches can be thrown with a burst bomb, but this switch is not as easy. It's on the ceiling. I had some ideas to be able to ink it, taking damage near it to splash upwards, but that only works in Splatoon 2. Then I found out that burst bombs will still explode when they hit a grate. which didn't seem to be able to fully ink the switch, but a hit from the side finished it off. Then there is another switch right afterwards, which seems even less possible. I could hit the area around it, but not the switch itself. Then by accident, I found the exact right place to be able to activate it. Also, getting into level 23 is a bit hard. From a higher up platform, throw a burst bomb down to activate the ink rail. The game will save if you hit it, so do a leap of faith, land on the ink rail, and get to the level. Once completing the level, we now have completed every single level in the game. But we still have one more octopus that needs to be splattered. DJ Octavio is different from every other boss in the game. He shoots out fists, which you have to knock back to make the stop hitting yourself joke a bit too extreme. His fists only come into your range of fire just before they hit the ground. If we didn't have a fully upgraded gun, this might not have been possible. You can also increase your fire rate a bit by mashing the D-pad. When you switch subs while firing, you will shoot out a little bit more ink. So if you spam switching subs, it shoots a lot more. This is called the rapid fire glitch, and it really helps with hitting the fist back. The hard part comes with the eyeball. You need to hit it back 3 times in a row without messing up once. Phase 2 ramps things up a lot with a killer whale that will one-shot you if you stand in the wrong place. Also, grab as much armor as you can. This will literally save your life. Phase 3 is a bit easier. There are armor sets everywhere, and also balloonfish, which if timed correctly, can hit back punches instantly. Its eyeball is harder because you only have one balloonfish to work with, but possible. Phase 4's punches are much harder, but halfway through it there is another balloonfish. After hitting back the eye, we now only have one more phase to get through, and I swear the fists are easier to hit back now. Earlier in the level there is a box with an Exuka in it. With it, hit back the final eye and finish off this— oh, I died. We'll just have to do it again. As I said, hit back the final eye and finish off this terrible DJ. So with that, I can confirm that yes, you can beat Splatoon with a broken neck. Kaplooie!